Hello, my name is Lizzie Mroz, and today I want to talk to you about my leadership portrait. I'm currently in a leadership class at Dominican when we learn about leadership skills and kind of analyze our own personal relationship with being a leader. And we're reading a book called Discover Your True North that's kind of based on the authentic leadership model. So I wanted to follow that for putting a survey together to gain feedback from people I know from school, from work, my family members, and try to kind of analyze where I can improve, what my strengths are, what needs to be paid attention to a little bit. So I actually think that putting the survey together and really thinking through which questions need to be asked was a very important exercise, just as much so as actually getting the feedback from people taking the survey. And I'll be honest, I initially was a little intimidated to reach out and ask people to take surveys. It's because I've never really done that before, so I didn't know if I'd get answers or I guess how willing people would be to do it. And I actually found that they were much more willing than I expected. I actually had a couple people even volunteer, more people to take the survey. So altogether, I received 18 responses. I put together a 10-question survey. 9 of those questions were on a scale system, 1 through 5, 5 being you agree with the statement the most completely, 1 being you don't agree with the statement, and then the last question I left open for comments from anyone who wanted to fill them out. So even before creating the survey, thinking through my list of people that I could ask to participate in this made me consider I guess a little bit my leadership skills in that. It was very easy for me to come up with family members and friends to send the survey to, and I knew they would do it. I was a little bit more hesitant with coworkers. While I have some good friends that I work with, I think I'm a little bit more reserved in a workplace setting versus my personal life. So that kind of made me start to think, if I'm on this journey to become an authentic leader, how can I become, excuse me, more authentic in my workplace setting? And, throughout this course, I've really been thinking about what's my purpose, what's my passion, am I really, chugging forward in the right way? And I ask myself these questions all the time just because I want to be a great leader and be a leader that people look up to. And, it's just, they're important questions to ask, which is why I've really appreciated the field book throughout the course of this class. But it gave me something to think about, the relationships I have at work, just trying to find the right environment, the right place to make sure I'm really being authentic in all aspects of my life. So I guess moving forward with, I got a lot of friends and family who responded. I think I had 4 coworkers that filled the survey out. So I was very happy with the feedback. And I guess just kind of talking through the questions a little bit, it made me think about, what qualities are most important that I find in a leader. What does a leader need to be able to foresee or do or acknowledge, and made me consider, what do I really need to work on? So I kind of put the qualities I thought were most important into a list, and question by question kind of went through and made sure that the top qualities were covered in some way from this survey. So my analysis and my portrait that's written out kind of goes through each question and why I chose that specific question, and what I need to do to either improve or A couple of them, I think I have strengths and almost on the opposite end where it's hurting me. For instance, being approachable for help. I think that this past year I've struggled with that a little bit in saying no to people for helping them, which is hard for me to do, but I've had to learn how to do that in order for time management. So a couple of these questions, I think being a strong leader really requires finding the right balance. So I think that's key in all of these qualities and skills. So altogether, this class has really taught me a lot so far, and I look forward to continuing reading through the book and working through my field book because it's asking questions that I've been asking myself subconsciously for a while and really need to put the time into thinking through to make sure, my work and my time is really going to the right places in my personal and my professional life. So thank you for your time, and I'll follow up with any questions, or please read through my essay, and thanks again.